Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Hey, how you doing? Mwah. As you've seen from the title, today I am gonna be telling you some creepy freaking stories. This is part of Spooktober. I do apologize for the lack of the upload on Wednesday. Something completely fell through in terms of the video idea, and yeah, so here we are now. So everything should be on schedule and etc. So fingers crossed. Okay, so shall we get into the freaking video and stop my fucking rambling? My father is laying in bed after just waking up. He grabs the baby monitor and walks to his desk in his home office. He has his baby on the baby monitor and hears his wife singing to her. He cracks a smile as he hears the wife saying, "Go to sleep, go to sleep," when suddenly the front door opens up and his wife comes in with groceries. The second one. Pretending to be asleep doesn't work. A young boy is sleeping in his bed on a usual night. He hears footsteps outside his door and he peeks out to see what is happening. His door swings open quietly to reveal a murderer carrying the corpses of his parents. After silently propping them up on the chair, he writes something on the wall in blood of their dead bodies. He then hides under the child's bed. The child is beyond belief. He can't read the writing on the wall and he knows the man is under the bed. Like any child, he pretends that he slept through the whole thing and hasn't woken up yet. He lays still as the bodies quietly hearing the breaths. An hour passes and his eyes are adjusting to more and more of the darkness. He tries to make out the words, but it's a struggle. He gasps when he finally makes out the sentence. "I know you're awake." He feels something shift underneath the bed. I do apologize if any of you have like a bed that stands and something can be under your bed. I do apologize. I wouldn't have read that story if that was the case. Number 3. What's in the basement? My mother told me never to go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy, so I opened the basement door and tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see a puppy, and then my mother yanked me out the basement and yelled at me. My mother had never yelled at me like that before, and it made me cry. Then my mother told me never to go in the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel better, so I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making noises like a puppy, or why he had no hands or feet. A man leaves his house every morning to walk to work and passes a mental hospital surrounded by a wooden fence. Every morning the patients are out in the yard and he can hear them saying in unison, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. One day he gets curious and looks through the hole of the fence. Suddenly, a stick shoots out and pokes him in the eye. "Fuck," he says to himself. While walking away, pissed off, he can hear the patient saying 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. I don't get what that means. The next one is titled Yes. When I was a child, my family moved to a big old 2-floor house with big empty rooms and creaking floorboards. Both my parents worked, so often I was alone. When I came home from school. One early evening when I came home, the house was still dark. I called out, "Mum?" and heard a sing-song voice say, "Yes?" from upstairs. I called her again as I climbed the stairs to see which room she was in, and again I got the same "Yes" reply. We were decorating at the time and I didn't know my way around the maze of the rooms, but she was in one of the far ones, right down the hall. I felt uneasy, but I figured that that was only natural, so I rushed towards to see my mum, knowing that her presence would calm my fears, as mother's presence usually does. Just as I reached the handle of the door to let myself in the room, I heard the front door downstairs open and my mother called, "Sweetie, are you home?" in a cheery voice. I jumped back, startled, and ran down the stairs to her. But as I glanced back from the top of the stairs, the door to the room slowly opened a crack. For a brief moment, I saw something strange in there, and I don't know what it was, but it was staring at me. Right, see you then. The next one is titled, All I Saw Was Red. I checked into a small hotel. It is late. I am tired. I tell the woman at the desk I want a room. She tells me the room number and gives me the key. But one more thing, comrade. There is one room without number and always locked. Don't even peek in there. I take the key and go to room to sleep. Night comes and I hear trickling of water. It comes from the room across and I cannot sleep, so I open the door. It is coming from the room with no number. I pound on the door, no response. I look in the keyhole. I see nothing except red. Water is still trickling. I go down to the front desk to complain. By the way, who is in that room? She looks at me and begins to tell me a story. There was a woman in there, murdered by her husband, skin all white except her eyes, which were red. The next one is titled, Solo Camping Trip. A woman survivalist and trained outdoors guide who loves to go solo camping, returns home after 2 weeks of being in the bush and not seeing a single soul, develops a disposable camera film to find a roll of film with numerous pictures of her sleeping at night. On different nights, she has never gone camping or hiking since. Yikes! Oh shit! The next one is titled, That's not what it says. Be cautious of car crashes. There was a story about how a guy was driving through the mountains and came across a crash. The car wasn't damaged at all and was almost deliberately placed in the middle of the road. He drove past and saw 2 people lying in the road. He pulls up in front of the crash and then looks back to see the people sat up and 20 eyes reflecting in his taillights from the surrounding bushes. He slams on the gas and goes. The story scares me because this kind of thing happens with mountain tribes who are either cannibalistic or crazy. The next one is titled, which is kind of weird. This isn't a story. This is me. I'm here. I'm shifting the words that you are reading, altering them from whatever this person wrote. I've been here for a while, for as long as you can remember, anyway. Sometimes I say your name as you're falling asleep, or whisper urgently in your ear. Do you remember that time that I screamed, throwing panic through you and setting your heart racing? That was fun. You're wondering who I am. That's only natural, of course. You already know. I'm you. I'm the real you. I'm the mind that existed here before you stole my body. Before you forgot about this being a parasite, I'm the child who looked the wrong way, asked the wrong question, saw the wrong thing. But I'm not so little anymore. You may have forgotten me, but I'm still here. I've always been here. I'm going to get out. What the fuck was that? Right, I'm gonna read one more longish story, just because I feel like they've all been short and sweet and precise, like to the point and sort of thing. So, shall we see? Okay, so I'm gonna read this one now. It doesn't have any title, so I lived in an old apartment in 2002. The place was built in 1900, so it was just over 100 years old when I moved in. The living room and kitchen were fine, but the bathroom and bedroom were unnerving. Like I always felt I was being watched, especially in the bedroom if the door was open. Those unnerving feelings just became moderately uncomfortable as I settled in. I felt safe in the bedroom, but only if the door was locked. One night, I was dead asleep when there was a loud bang on my bedroom door. When I got up the courage to get out of bed, I checked the apartment and all the windows were closed and locked from the inside. The door still had the chain secured, no one was there. I mentioned the closet in the bedroom. I never liked going in there, and I never liked if the door was open. For some reason, in my head, I would hear gasping noises for no reason. The closet door stayed closed. A month or more later, I was awoken to the same bang on my door. I was dead asleep, but something woke me up, and there was a pressure on me, like I was being held down. It was pitch black in my room. I couldn't see anything, but I knew something was standing over me, which I could finally turn on my bedside table lamp. No one was there. After then, I couldn't sleep in the dark. I had to sleep with the lamp on. That incident scared the life out of me. And after that, unnerving feeling of being watched and intensified. Friends would come over and comment about being uncomfortable in the bathroom, like being washed. It became so uncomfortable for me. When I had the chance to move out or move to another unit, I jumped at it. I packed up and got out. After me, several people rented the apartment, and they would move out within months. I became friendly with the building manager and told him I felt the place was haunted. He kind of laughed it off. Years after, they were renovating the place. The building manager was doing some painting in there. The building owner was there too. I went and checked out the apartment, and it looked nicer. It didn't feel as creepy. I got to talking to the building owner, and through the course of the conversation, he throws it out there the former tenant committed suicide in the closet by hanging himself. He also mentioned that the original designer of the building lived in that apartment and he died in there. I wasn't mad when I heard that, but I felt validated and what I experienced was real. Whoa. Okay, so that does conclude the second day of Spooktober. I do hope you are enjoying. If you are enjoying, please do like. It'll help me out so I know that you guys like my content and just this, month in general. If you like the spooky videos, put in the comments, give me some spooky stories, maybe some of your own experiences. I do apologize that I'm shit right now. And yeah, so like and subscribe down below if you are new. Hi, I'm Katie, and hey, you there are my Kit Kat. That sounds really weird. Hi, I'm Katie, and you are my Kit Kats. Hi, I'm Katie, and you are my Kit Kats. There we go. So yeah, I'm officially creeped the fuck out. I will definitely not be going to sleep right now. That's just fantastic. Anyway, I'll see you in the freaking next one. Goodbye. Rawr.